saw something in the chat. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Smita. Yeah, I'm recording. Share the link. Okay, yeah, I'll share the link as well. This is the link for that. Okay, so now we'll just quickly cover what is there in that module. So this is what is data visualization? Can anyone answer? What do you understand by data visualization? Anyone can answer.
Yeah. Rowena is here. Yeah. Data visualization, in my own personal view, is just like giving a quote and unquote the life and form of the data. So it's just giving it a visual presentation of
So that
what
people
does it
understand.
say.
Yeah.
Yes, because as you can see, data is just merely numbers, text, etc. So this gives you already the information. It collectively gives you an information through visualization. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So and here we have a Stephen Few is an author of a book on data visualization. So his principles are here we have about 5 principles. So if you go look up one of the principles, you need to look up facts needed for work. And if we go down, narrative, it has to be narrative. If we look on this one, to communicate and in many cases persuade an audience to take informed action. So it needs to be like a storytelling. And here monitor, so to maintain ongoing awareness of a process or system and reporting situation to that requires prompt action. And if we go to the next principle, exploratory data analysis, which is EDA. It's in short, it is called EDA. Now you can use a lot of languages to do EDA to find facts or potential interest in the data set and data sense making. Does it make sense? Or is it not making sense? Why is it higher? Why is it lower? That kind of stuff we can explore in the data. Next one is prediction, to anticipate what might happen in the future. So that is prediction. And if we go into this link here, this gives you the use-based types of quantitative display. So these are what we went through just now: lookup, narrative, monitoring, exploratory data analysis, and prediction. So lookup is it's a type of display that BI products support primarily. And looking up facts that are decided to do one's job is an operational task that rarely requires decisions, for the appropriate responses are also prescribed. And narrative, like how I said, in the case of quantitative narrative, you can tell the story. So your data needs to represent a story. So displays of these types can combine words, numbers written as text, and also images. And if we go to monitoring, monitoring displays the support of display support for the following purposes. What are those? Maintaining ongoing awareness of what's going on and how well things are doing. For example, monitoring is if something is not performing well, then we need to have some kind of a alert. So that kind of scenario. So if you are representing a table, in the table, if you just represent a table, it doesn't make much sense, right? But if you highlight the highest value and the lowest value, then it catches the user's eye, right? So that's how the monitoring works. So you need to have monitoring as a purpose. The other one is exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis includes data interaction, data comparison, multi-perspective views, and also you can include statistical functions as well in the exploratory data analysis. And the main language that is used for exploratory data analysis these days is Python. There are other languages like R as well, but yeah, Python is predominantly used. And prediction. So, for example, what if it's a prediction is nothing but a what if analysis. So, for example, if you have over 5 years of data of sales, so using that 5 years of data of sales, what we can do is we can predict what could be the sales for the next 3 months, for example. So, based on several factors. So, that also can be a purpose for data visualization. So, this is in just what Stephen Few has mentioned. So, let's go back to the actual link. So this is what we went through earlier. Now, visualization techniques have a rich history and traces its roots to cartography. Okay, let's continue. So you can go through this video when you have some time, the art of data visualization. I'm not going to cover that one here. So I'm going to share a PowerPoint and then we will go through that. So I'm just going to reshare my screen. Oh, you have question? Sorry, somebody has a question. Homing. What's your question?
Hi, yes. Actually, I just tried to find this. Yeah, I opened this link based on your attached link, but I
Yeah,
tried to look at it through our normal course section from
yeah,
Moodles, from our e-learning. I
yeah.
cannot actually see this part.
See that?
So,
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
let me show you how I went there.
Okay, okay, you
Just
hold
give
on.
me a minute. So here,
Yeah.
if I go, let me go back into I'll go home, okay?
Mm.
And start your study.
Yeah, but maybe you're like kind of the original because we normally we start from our course and then we select the modules and then we
Yes, select
select the
modules. Yeah,
inquire
select
and
modules.
prepare. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
see
okay.
this one
So
here. In modules, go to visualize and present, and it is in the first one.
in the
Visualize and present.
modules, I cannot see your. Okay,
Can
so
can
okay,
everyone
yeah.
see?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But in the modules, I did not see um, the visualize and present. So I can only see the e-learning, but which is
Start
totally
e-learning.
different.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Oh, so this is not visible for you, is it?
Yeah, I don't think so. I can see just only one
But
e-learning.
can you click on start e-learning?
Yeah, but when I go to the e-learning, I
Yeah, you
can
will get
see
to
the
hear.
different things which like the previous instructor go through for us, like including the like the data analytics, the business intelligence versus data analytics, and source of data and the value of data, uh, Microsoft Excel, data quality, loss of managed missing value as well. So we can see um, quite a lot. So
So
from the
can
acquire
did you
and
click on here?
prepare. Hmm?
Did you click on here and then can you see visualize and present?
No, I cannot see at all. When I go to the module, I can under the acquire and prepare, I cannot see this page.
Not no, not under acquire and prepare. It should be visualize and present. In the modules, you have to
Ah,
click on
okay,
visualize and present. Yeah,
okay, okay. So let me try one more time. Okay, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
got it. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I will share a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so let's go through some best practices in PowerPoint presentation. That's a little bit about me, so you don't need. Okay, if you want to contact me, I have my LinkedIn as Indira-Bandari, I think. Yeah, and on Twitter, and yeah, I have a blog post. I hardly post these days, but yeah. Anyway, um, yeah. So let's go to agenda today. So what we will cover is we have already covered what is data visualization, why we need to do data visualization, and what are the data visualization principles, and also best practices and the right chart type and design best practices for each chart type. So those are the things that we'll cover in the next maybe 1 hour. So what is data visualization? We have already seen that data visualization is a graphical representation of information and data. And also by using visual elements like charts and graphs or even maps, data visualization tools provide an accessible way to see and understand the trends, outliers, patterns, and other things in data. It enables decision makers to see analytics presented visually so they can grasp difficult concepts or identify new patterns. So it is important for at least graphic designers to adhere to data visualization best practices and determine the best way to present a data set visually. And these data visualization should be useful, visually appealing, and also never misleading. Sometimes we tend to use some complicated visualizations, and which, if we use complicated visualizations, what happens is people may not understand what you are trying to depict. So that's why it should never be misleading. Okay, so going to the next slide. Now, why do you think we need visualization? Can anyone answer? Anyone can unmute and answer.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just guess maybe it's easy for people to understand. So lots of data may be kind of misleading or hard to understand. So if you put it like or virtualize this, maybe
Mm,
more people will understand the information or the data. Yeah.
yeah. So, for example, I'm just giving you an example. If you want you have made a Facebook post or a LinkedIn post or a Twitter post, and you want that to be read by as many people as possible, right? What will you do? If you just write text, do you think that it will attract more people to view that?
No.
Maybe not, right? Yeah, maybe not. So that's why you add an interesting visual. Sometimes contradictory visual also gets more views, but that should not be our purpose. So you add an interesting visual, and this trick will work perfectly with reports too. So even for reports, if we have if we add an interesting visual, then everybody will be drawn to see what is happening in that visual. So data driven visuals attract more attention and are easier to understand, and also they assist in getting your message across to the viewers, right? So that's why we need data visualization. And also these statistics here, people get 90% of information about their environment from their eyes. Visually means what they see, they remember 90% of the information. And 50% of brain neurons take part in visual data processing. Pictures increase the wish to read a text up to 80%. So if you post, you can do a maybe an experiment. Post a text and post a visual. Which ones will get more views? Just have a, maybe you can experiment that. So yeah, this is pictures increase the wish to read a text up to 80%. And also people remember 10% of what they hear, 20% of what they read, but 80% of what they see. So that these are all taken from the internet, so not my own things. So I think people have researched and then made these statements. Okay, now types of visualizations. Data visualizations can be all these charts, tables, histograms, maps. These are only a few that I have mentioned here. Bubble charts, scatter plots, and heat maps. Now here I have a few examples of data visualization examples. I have listed here. We'll go through each one of them a bit. Yeah. So first we will look at the Napoleon March visual. So here, this is the visual that was done. And if we look closely in here in 1812, I'll just increase the size so that this is the Napoleon march to Moscow in order to conquer the city. So in 1812 he started, but it was a disaster because it started with 470,000 soldiers, but he returned with only 10,000. He returned back. So it shows um, both the ways, both the routes. This chart tells the story of that campaign and has become one of the most famous. This is one of the most famous visualizations of all time. So here, um, and there is also I'm just trying to get that. So here, oh, my mouse, I lost my mouse. Okay. So one way is with many people, and then see coming back to Moscow. If you see here, Moscow, you have the black line is coming back, and the and it they returned with only 10,000. What do you call 10,000 people? They started with 4,470,000, but there were only 10,000 people. If you look at the next visualization, see this is 1854 cholera breakout in Broad Street. So this is a map of the Broad Street, and here um, the, this is a map where it is showing high concentration of cholera outbreak in these areas. See these areas, and we can see that these have been contaminated by sewage, and it revealed a most common the root cause of the problem. This map has revealed the root cause of the problem and inspired a solution. So, and also this visualization was done, I think, quite a few years ago, where dot maps and heat maps weren't fully um, even invented at those days. This was an early attempt, but very innovative. So that's one of the examples. Now here, this one is film dialogue by gender. So here, this is showing gender disparity in pop culture by breaking down the scripts. So if you look at this one, the scripts for 2000 of the biggest movies, and each movie tallies up spoken lines of dialogue for male and female characters. And the findings are severe. See here, men have 60% lines compared to women in these ones. And gender balance is here in these ones, which are more recent ones, Frozen and The Incredibles, the gender balance is plus or minus 10%. So almost equal. And in these ones, in Alice in Wonderland and Sleeping Beauty, those movies, women have 60% plus lines. So that's how it is depicted. Just an example of another way of visualizing. And the next one is selfie. If you go to Selfie City, you will find this visualization. And here, selfie, this is mostly selfie takers. If you um, if you understand correctly, mostly women take more selfies, right? Compared to men. So, but in some, if you do the actual drill down, in some countries, the gender is in some countries male take more selfies than females. You need to do the if you click on this link, then you can actually interact with that. I'm not going to do that now. I'm not going to go through that detail, but you can do the investigation yourself. This link will be supplied to you, so you can have a look. Now, those are 4 examples that I wanted to give you. Next one is data visualization tools. So you know these ones, right? Do you know this? That's what we are learning, right? And then followed by Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense. These are the 3 major data visualization tools apart from Excel. And I have just listed MicroStrategy, but there are other tools as well in the market, which using which we can do data visualization. Now let's look at some principles. Now these principles is, you have to have a these are the five principles. First thing is, you have to have a clear purpose. So what is purpose? So why are we doing this visualization? What are we trying to tell the audience? So first you ask yourself, why, what is the purpose of the visualization? What is the purpose? So this is what this covers what. Okay. Then this one, know your audience. Know your audience is, who is the audience that is going to view this data visualization that I'm doing, because it should be compatible with the audience expertise and also allow viewers to view and process data easily, because they need to understand and also quickly. And also take into account how familiar the audience is with the basic principles being presented. So the data, are they familiar or are they not familiar? If they are not familiar, then you need to maybe adopt different styles. Okay, then use appropriate visuals. So we will go into this a bit in a bit more detail later on, which visuals suit which kind of data. And also don't distort the data. So avoid the use of visual representations, like mostly if there are some 3D charts in Excel, but don't use 3D charts unless you know the meaning of it, and also you are depicting the correct meaning in the 3D charts. Even though it is available, don't make sure that it makes sense before you start using it. And make visuals inclusive. What do I mean by inclusive? Some of the people are colorblind. So for colorblind people, sometimes the colors that you choose are very important. If you choose similar colors for depicting 2 different things, then it might get confused for colorblind readers. So that's why you need to make sure that your visuals are inclusive of those people. So to do that, maybe use colors that have high contrast. If you are doing comparing 2 lines or something, 2 bars or something like that. And also complement the use of color with pattern or texture to convey different types of information. That also you can do. And use text or icons to label elements. If you have any questions, you let me know. Because I can't see whether anyone is raising hands. Eye catching. Okay. Okay, so now let's look at some best practices of data visualization. So for best practices, these are the these eight, I think, yeah, 8 principles are defined by Stephen Few. These are the 8 core principles. That's what he calls. Now, simplify. Simplify is just like an artist can capture the essence of an emotion with just a few lines. So, good data visualization captures the essence of data without oversimplifying it. Okay. And if you go compare, we need to be able to compare our data visualization side by side. We can't hold the details of our data visualization in our memory, but then shift the burden of the efforts on our eyes. So that's what we need to. We need to make sure that we are able to provide visualizations that are comparable. And attend. The next principle is attend. The tools need to make it easy for us to attend to the data. That's really important. So you need to, the tool that you are using should allow the visualization to make sure that to highlight what is really important. So now next one is explore. Data visualization tools should let us just look. So not just to answer a few specific question, but to explore the data and discover more things in the data. Directed and exploratory analysis are equally valid, but we need to ensure that our visualization tool makes it possible. Okay. Now, view diversely. So, different views of the same data provide different insights. So that sometimes you can look at the data and then you can think of only one aspect of it, but some others can think of other aspects. So try to look for more insights. So that is what view diversely mean. And also ask why. So why am I doing this um, analysis, or what is happening, or why is it happening? That kind of thinking, curiosity in the try to look for reasons in the data. Why is it happening? And also be skeptical. So we rarely ask the answers we get from our data, because traditional tools have made data analysis so hard. So we accept the first answer we get simply because exploring any further is too hard. So that should not be the case. Okay, so be skeptical. So is this the only answer, or can we get more answers? Something like that. And also respond. Simply answering questions for yourself has limited benefit. So it's the ability to share our data with that leads to um, others criticizing the visualization that you have done. So get feedback from others so that you can respond to their questions in your in by way of your changing your visualizations. So that's about best practices. Now here is a example. So here the first example of misleading data visualization. This is taken from a Fox News, new cases per day. So here it displays a line chart, and the x-axis represents the days between March and April 1, and the y-axis is representing the number of cases in that day. The graph seems to indicate more or less linear growth between March 18th and 18th and 24th, but there is a decrease here, right? There is a drop here and a steep jump on the 26th, and then more or less random like this one here. So you might first scratch your head about what makes this bad visualization. Any ideas? Is this a good visualization or a bad visualization?
I think it's bad,
Why?
not attractive, not eye-catching, and just so simple. And then just a simple kind of graph, and then with some numbers. Yeah, so it's boring to me. So yeah.
Okay, so one of the things, the couple of things that are missing from this visualization is, first thing is, legend is missing, and also the data source is missing, right? And also I think it is, the y-axis is also misleading. The lines are evenly spaced, but the value of the y variable doesn't increase by a fixed amount. See, 30, 60, 90, 100. See, here it says, uh, yeah, so that's one. Um, and also scaling down the y-axis and making exponential trends should be easier to examine. I think this is using logarithmic scale or something like that. So yeah, let's go to the next chart. Example 2. Everything here. Okay, here now, if we just have this one, does it make sense? It doesn't, right? We just have two lines, and then you have a x-axis and a y-axis, and then there is a title saying rent versus buy. Buying a condo is cheaper in the long run. But here, when you start adding some text there, then it will make some sense. Continue renting apartment. Total over 10 years. So if you continue renting apartment, $270,000 is the total over 10 years. And if you buy a condo, the cost is over 10 years, 224. Break even after 4 years. So buying a condo is more expensive in the short term because 20,000 down payment, but saves 46,500 over next 10 years. So that's, so this is a great visualization, right? So it is giving you everything what is needed. You can understand from the visualization that this is what the gist is. So your visualization should include something like this so that it understands. By looking at the visualization, you need to understand what is the, you can understand what you are trying to make the audience understand. Now, next one is, this one is, what do you understand by this one? Can anyone tell me? What is the first thing that you see here?
Goal.
Yes, goal. Goal is a dotted line, and then you can see goal. And then the formatting of these ones, this is the actually the data points. So you should be focusing on the data points, right? And also, the legend and grid lines are eliminated. So if the legend and grid lines are eliminated, sometimes it'll become difficult to understand what's happening there. Because you can't make sense which one is January, yeah, something like that. So it's better to have, even if it is a grid lines, not closer grid lines, you can have a broader grid lines. Having a grid lines will make you understand a bit more. So pay attention to the what do you call, to the details of of the visualization that you are creating. Now here, when Apple tried to illustrate the new iPad battery had 70% long battery life, longer 70% longer battery life, they increased the height by 70%, but also the overall scale, making the battery appear significantly larger than the previous iPad's battery. So this is actually taken from Apple's what do you call, advertisement, where they are saying that the new iPad battery is 70% longer battery life. Uh, yeah, there is so here in this, yeah, this also there is a, I think this is a sort of a bullet chart where 50% of the needs, 30% of wants, and 20% is saving. So what they should be spending is this much, but what they are actually spending is this much. So 70% on their needs, 70% on their needs, and 70% of their salary on their needs, and 17% on their wants, and 12% they are saving. Instead of 20% saving, they are saving only 12%. So it's really clearly visible, and this should be the goal. So there is a goal as well here, but you are spending that much extra on your needs, and wants you have reduced, and because you are spending more on needs, your savings are reduced. I like this visualization. Okay, so now moving on, just these are some examples. Now let's see how to choose the right chart type. So the charts are maps, line charts, bar or column charts, histograms, pie charts, scatter plot, and bubble charts. Here I have given some information. So if you want to compare values, then what you need to do is, what are the chart types that you can use? Can you, can any of you give examples from these, from these? So if you want to compare any values, you can use line chart, right? So line chart, column chart, bar chart, even pie chart, to compare category, and also scatter plot. So before choosing your chart, think of what you are trying to do. Are you comparing values? Then choose one of these charts. If you are trying to show composition, then choose one of these charts. Mostly stacked comes, and also pie. Pie pie chart, only use pie chart if you have 5 or less than 5 categories. Don't use pie chart if you have more than 5 categories, because it makes it really difficult to understand. And do you want to understand the distribution? If that is the case, then again use column, bar, scatter plot, and line chart. And do you want to analyze trends? So if that is your question, that is your purpose of the visualization, I want to analyze trends, then you use either a column chart or a line chart or a dual axis line if there are two, what do you call, two measures. So mostly I would prefer line chart. And if you want to understand the relationship between value sets, then first comes is the scatter plot. And also sometimes you can use line and also bubble chart. Scatter plot and bubble chart is a bit similar. Now that is what chart should be used for which kind of data. Now we'll see design best practices for various visuals. So if you are using a line chart, use solid lines only and don't plot more than 4 lines to avoid visual distractions, because your 4 lines will be of different colors. And if you have more than 4 lines, it will be difficult for the viewer to understand what's going on there. And also use the right height. So the lines take up roughly 2/3 of the y-axis height. Column charts use consistent colors to highlight meaningful data points or changes over time. And use horizontal labels. Sometimes what people do is they turn the in order to fit the um, text. If the text is long, they turn it to vertical, and the viewers need to actually turn their heads to do the to view what the label is. So you need to ensure that use only horizontal labels to improve readability. And also always start the y-axis at 0 to appropriately reflect the values in your graph. Area chart. Area chart looks like this. Something like a column, but there will be a shaded area underneath, sorry, something like a line, but there will be an area underneath the each of the line. So that will have, so for that, use transparent colors so information isn't missed in the background. And also don't display again more than 4 categories. Organize highly variable data at the top to make it easy to read. So highly variable data at the top, so that it's more visible which one is the uh, easily changing, more frequently changing. For stacked bar or column charts, best used to illustrate part to whole relationships, mostly like percentages. For percentages, you use stacked or bar, stacked bar or column charts. And also use contrasting colors for greater clarity, and also remember the inclusiveness principle. So use that. And also make chart scale large enough to view group sizes. Make sure that the sizes that you are displaying make sense to the viewers. And dual axis chart, use the y-axis on the left side for the primary variable. So if you have two variables to display in your chart, for, always ensure that the primary variable is on the y-axis on the left side, and then the other measure, the secondary variable, on the z-axis, on which will be on the right side. So it's in this one, this will be the primary variable, and that will be the uh, secondary variable. And also use different graphing styles to illustrate the two data sets, see, as illustrated above. And also choose contrasting colors for two different data sets. See, here I have chosen green and then the line is red. Okay, scatter plot include more variables to incorporate more data. Always start y-axis at 0. And if you use trend lines, only use a maximum of 2 in scatter plot. Okay, now bubble chart. So bubble chart looks like this. Scale bubbles according to area, not diameter. And also make sure labels are clear and visible. If female and male. Those are the things. You also use circular shapes only. You can, in some tools, allow you to choose different shapes, but circular shape makes more sense, and users can understand more clearly. So use circular shapes. I think, yeah, you have a waterfall chart as well, which is mainly used in finance. So for those, also use contrasting colors to highlight the differences in data. So waterfall charts, uh, one will be like positive, the other one will be negative. So these are negative, the orange color ones. And as soon as you see the chart, you will know that this is the negative ones. Mostly they are colored either red or something, not green or blue. And choose warm colors to indicate increases and cool colors to indicate decreases. So those are the two principles that you need to bear in mind when you are using waterfall chart. Yeah, this is the bullet chart, bullet graphs. Use contrasting colors to highlight how the data is progressing. Use one color in different shades to gauge progress. So if you are still here, that means you are red. If you are here, you are in progressing but not enough. But when this bullet crosses this green and your goal is this, that means you are making good. So that's how you analyze bullet charts. So here I have given some resources as well. I think that's all for the um, with the presentation. So just want to see any questions at the end of the session. Can you please share the? Yeah, I think it's already in there in the files. I'll check, and otherwise I'll put it in the files. And Rovina, you have a question. Oh, you have, yeah. Please unmute and, oh, Farad, sorry, I didn't see you.
Hi, Indra. Sorry, I just joined. Let's first. I mean, I can talk later. Maybe I think Lisa has a question.
Yeah,
I just
Lisa.
wanted, yeah, I just wanted to know when is a good time to use a bubble chat.
When you are trying to um, find some clusters, sort of thing, similar to scatter plot in your data, similarities in your data or differences in your data, that's when you can use bubble chart.
So like kind of like a mapping or a graphical kind of visualization.
So for example, if you have data on let's say you have sales data for a lot of customers, and you want to bucket them into groups. If you put that into a bubble chart, then what will happen is it will show you how many clusters are there, how many clusters, like who are the lower spending customers, who are the medium spending customers, who are the high end spending customers, something like
Mm.
that. Yeah, that's
Okay,
one
yeah.
of the utilization.
Yeah, thank you. That makes more sense. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
thanks.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, Farad, you can go now.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Indra. Yeah. Regarding Lisa's question, something just came to my mind about the bubble charts. I guess when, for example, you have you want to show different things in your chart. Obviously, with the scatter plot, we have just those small dots with the same size, but with the bubble chart, you can have different sizes. For example, as Indra said, you have different categories. So if you have, for example, different departments or different countries, and we want to show the differences between them, some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. Is that right? So this is one of the dimensions that we can add to the chart. Um, while we are also presenting some other aspects of the data.
I think
Um,
there is an activity as well, right?
yeah, yeah,
Creating
yeah.
the bubble charts. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Even like for bubble charts, sometimes we change the colors. For different bubbles, we have different sort of colors for different categories. Size of the bubble might be different for different data points. Yeah. So it means we are combining very different aspects of the data into one chart. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Indra, um, for this. I just want to have a quick um, sort of introduction to what we have actually introduced recently about the peer tutor support. Um, so I'll share my screen. Probably,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be easier to explain things. Yeah. If you guys can open this page, which is the welcome page on for the course MCBI 61B3 Block 3, you will see like an important note here for which that we have added this week. To the Moodle pages of all courses. It's about the peer tutor support on Saturdays and the time for the project works. If you might remember in the orientation session, also in the when you were enrolling in the course, there was a kind of schedule for the course, and we had lab sessions. So we have kind of renamed those lab sessions to project work sessions. And we are going to have Saturdays, like every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Like asynchronous session for people who want to work on their projects and also catch up with a peer tutor. For example, you are working on your project, you have some questions, or like you are trying to learn about Excel charts, and you're like completing exercises, and at some point you might have some questions. You need someone to help you with that, or to help you with troubleshooting, and then this is the best opportunity for you just to give a call to the peer tutor who is online during that, like a help desk, a support desk. You can call the peer tutor, and we can obviously message them on Teams, and you can organize like one-to-one meeting. That's a possibility. And we don't know how many people might actually call the peer tutor at the same time. So it's just like help desk. So you might need to wait for some time. Another thing that you can do, you might um, send them a message to the peer tutor and ask them for like an appointment. So you book your spot, and you can have a conversation with the peer tutor. And they are like the peer tutors will be available from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. If they can't help you for any reasons, they will link you with the right person, for example, with one of the facilitators. So if you have any questions about your project, obviously, Shafiq is there, and myself about your projects, about finding your topics, about different stages of the project, about your progress, feedback. I and Shafiq will be the right person to contact with. But if you have any questions about like other technical things specifically, like for example, visualization, I think Indra would be the best person. Hamid would be able to help with some other things. But like if you have any questions and you don't know who is the right person to ask, so you can always contact me and my colleague Melissa. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah. Hoffman.
Yeah, hi. Yeah,
Hi.
hello. Yeah. So actually, just one quick question for the
Yeah.
peer support. So peer tutor. So
Yeah.
are they the same like as our instructor or the facilitator or different person?
Yeah. A different person. Yeah.
Or different person. So
Yeah, but there might be like also one of the facilitators. But right now, I will send you the information
mhm.
just in Teams very soon, maybe tonight or tomorrow morning. So you will find out who is the peer tutor. Um, but yeah, for different courses, you might have different people. and sometimes one of the facilitators might be there as a peer tutor. But at this time, Wakar would be the peer tutor for the next few weeks. Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
how am I like able to contact them, or during that 8 to 12 I need to call some number or set up some meeting
yeah.
in
I will send
advance?
you the information for that person, Wakar, and
Okay.
this one Wakar, and you can just simply text them here, and you can give them a call if he's available. If he's not having any other meetings with other people, then you can just talk to him.
All right. So
Yeah,
everything
that's
should be under the kind of the team's environment, right?
yeah, yeah. I think that's the like easiest way to communicate with the peer tutor. Yeah.
Okay.
We can also message them through Moodle or yeah, I think Teams, organize a meeting, or you can just give them a call directly. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No problem. So, regarding this peer tutor things, one of the things that we really need to see is your engagement during this course because they have only these two sessions every week, which is totally like around 6 hours. But according to the program document and the program descriptor, you need to spend around 15 hours per week. So the like the rest of this, which is like around 9 hours, we need sort of evidence, and for that one, so the peer tutor, you will receive a link for sort of an assignment, which is for the weekly reports. So from every Monday morning till um, Sunday night, which is like the entire duration of the week, whatever you do, like you're working on the activities project, learning something, you're spending some time watching videos, recordings, and going through whatever you have done, we want you to put your name down here. Course, what's the course code? Like for this one, MCBS 61B3, and the date. Date means from, for example, this Monday to Sunday, which is 29th of August to 4th of September. That's the date or duration. And then what you have done, you might say, okay, I've read these things, I've done this, I've completed this activity, I've worked on my process. So just very simply, in like few bullet points. And that would be showing your engagement because we want to see who is engaged. If there's anyone who is at risk and requires some help, support, we can identify that. And for the rest of the hours, this engagement actually will be the basis for your attendance for the rest of hours. Obviously, for these sessions, for these two sessions during the week, we have evidence. We can see who is attending and who's not. But that's sort of engagement during the like other times. So we need this one every week. You can submit it, and it's very simple. Just takes 5 minutes, to fill in this one, and then submit it to the link that you will be given soon. For every week, you will receive a link. You just send it, like submit it to Teams. The link would be actually available in Teams, and it takes just 5 minutes to put this information together and then submit it. It's just about sort of status report, what you are doing and how you are actually progressing with your course and the project. And there's a video here if you want to get better understanding about these sessions. And as I said, you don't need to be there, and you don't need to always contact the peer tutor if you don't actually you don't have any questions. So that's fine. The only thing is about the engagement. I mean, from the beginning to the end of the week, we need you to actually to spare some time, and then we need that evidence here. You just put some information, okay? Because the idea is that when we have face-to-face sessions, you attend in person, so you are working on your activities, and that's like some sort of environment that we have everyone and like very traditional way of. But in online and virtual environment, we don't see each other, right? But we need to have that sort of evidence that everyone is like tracking well, they are progressing well, and if someone needs support, we can identify it. So that's the reason that we're organizing this. But that's the kind of opportunity actually, this peer tutor support sessions for you on like Saturdays in the morning, just to catch up. And And as I said, if they are not able to answer your questions for any reasons, they will link you with the right person. So we can organize another meeting with you if there's a question that someone else can help with that. So yeah. Any questions about this? Is that clear? Um, I will send you some information about the peer tutor and their contact information. Yeah, so they'll be available. Yeah. Hoffman, do you have any other questions?
Yes. So for the comment or the log, so do we need to specify the time or like yes, as you said, 15 hours? Do we need to break down like 6 hours for the class and then what else another hours for homework or assignment or something, or just a briefly comment or summary for what we have learned for that week?
Yeah, we don't need that detailed, very detailed information. I mean, you're attending sessions for 6 hours. For that, the rest of that 9 hours, you are basically doing something. Maybe you might spend 1 hour today, half an hour tomorrow, 2
Mm-hmm.
hours later. We don't
Mm,
need that detail. We just need to know
mm,
if you are engaged or not. Because some people just simply leave and they come back after 5, 6 weeks and ask for support. So
mm,
this is also really expensive for us because we need to allocate resources for those people. But if we know that you are away or you are not engaged, we can catch up with you. We can find out, okay, what's happening. And then we can, I know, for example, someone contacted me and said, okay, I'm traveling, I'm away for next few weeks. So now we have organized something for them. We know that they are away. And
mm,
they will be doing like watching the recordings because of time difference during the holidays, so they won't be able to watch like attend the sessions, um, um, but they can watch the recordings, and they will be submitting this sort of. Sometimes for 1 week you are super busy, you are not able to make any progress, but the next week you are spending more time, but it's still
mm.
engaged. I mean, that
Okay.
engagement is a good indication,
Yep.
it's a good sign. Okay, yeah, this person
Yep.
sometimes we look at the attendance. Okay, this person hasn't attended one session here, another session, but it's still they are attending. It means, okay, it's kind of engaged because they might have some other commitments, some sort of engagements. That's fine. But when someone is not attending for like 3, 4, 5 sessions consecutively, then this is a kind of risk, we need
Mm,
to find out why they are not attending. Are they going to continue, or they want to, have a break, or they're having some other like things, to, some other commitments. Then that's sort of the indication for us. Okay, these people might need some sort of support, and we can organize something for them.
yep.
So like our like purpose, our aim is just to help you guys,
Mm,
in whatever way that we can. We don't want you just to, feel that you are unattended, so you're just coming to the session, because unfortunately we don't have that opportunity to meet in person every day or for these sessions. So that's only virtual environment, but that engagement is also important for us. We want to, then it also motivates us, That's really important for us. Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
do we need to kind of date back the previous week, or we can just start from this week?
Yeah, from this week. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. From this week, you will be giving like that small, like weekly reports, just submitting to teams. It's very easy. It's not really time consuming. Yeah. And we don't need very detailed information,
All right. Thank you.
like half an hour here, 20 minutes there. It's not the in what we want in with that level of detail.
Mm,
Yeah. Okay,
thank you.
cool. Any other questions? Otherwise, yeah, I'll leave the session. And my Indra might want to give you like a break, maybe. I don't know what's the plan, but
Yeah, I think
okay,
we'll give a break for 15
okay,
minutes. Yeah.
okay, cool. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening, and thanks, Indra, for the time. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we'll meet at 7:40. Yeah, and then we will start with the activity.
Okay. Thank you.
Hope everyone is back. Okay, let's do the activity now. I'm just going to share my screen. Visualize and present. So this one. Yeah, if you can go into here and then download this activity one that has instructions. And this is this Excel sheet is the actual worksheet where you need to do the um, charts. Let me know if you are having any questions.
Hi, sorry, I just come back.
Okay, so
Yeah,
here,
hello. Yeah, anything we need to do or
yeah,
any?
so you can you all please download this activity data visualization, which says here. I can send you this link so that you can access. And I'll put you into breakout rooms so that you can help each other. Yeah, is everyone ready? Has everyone downloaded this one? Which says activity data visualization.
Yes.
And
Got it.
Is that actually the results, that one that you've told us to download?
is that results?
Yes.
Is that already having? Let me check. No, it's not. Okay, it's not having results, it's having data. I don't think there are charts in there. Charts are the ones that you are going to create. And also there is an instructions sheet where if you go here, see, maybe I'll post this link and then you can download this activity one. Yeah, I posted that link and you download this one. See, I'll share the instruction how it looks. Okay, so that's the instruction. And while you are downloading, and is anyone having problems downloading those two files? Can you please let me know either in the chat or unmute and or raise your hand.
So, which is the second, which I have downloaded the activity, which is the second link you say?
I sent two links in the chat. The first link is the Excel sheet. There will be an Excel sheet in the first link.
Excel sheet.
Yeah. So it's called activity data visualization.
I can't see that.
See that? Okay. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
I'll share that. I'll show you where it is.
Okay.
Okay. So if I go back to, I'll just go back here. See here in the hands-on activity. So this is the link that I shared, the first link that I shared. If you come down a bit, you will see activity data visualization. This is the Excel sheet.
No, I just did the link that you sent, the first link. So when I click on that link,
Yeah.
um,
What
oh,
can you
the
see? Can you
hands.
see this?
Oh, is it the hands-on activity?
Yeah. So come down. Yeah, hands-on activity, but down. Come down, and then you
Yeah.
can see the activity data visualization.
Activity data visualization. I don't know. I can't see it.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll just copy this.
Oh, I got it.
Hopefully,
So is it
got it?
hands-on activity data visualization in
Yeah,
Excel?
underneath that, there is a activity data visualization.
Oh, so that one, activity data visualization.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
the Excel sheet. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
no worries. Did everyone download, or is anyone else having problems? Now there are, I think, 26 people. So I'll make 4 rooms so that, and assign randomly so that you can create 6, only 4 rooms. Okay, and I'll come into pop into each one of one of your rooms. But once you go into those rooms, what I want you to do is one of you share the spreadsheet and follow the instructions. Do it on the screen, and others also do on your own screens, on your own Excel spreadsheets. And if you are stuck, you can ask questions in the room. So that's why you are being put in the room. And I'll visit. If you are stuck anywhere, you can text me and then call me as well. If I'm in another room, then I will come and join you if you need help. Did everyone download? Is there anyone who did not download? I see three of you new people here. Okay, so I'm now creating rooms. Okay, rooms are created. A couple of rooms will have 7 people. The other rooms will have 6 people. Okay, so now I'm opening the rooms. Did everyone download both the documents? If anyone did not download, you let me know. Hopefully everyone downloaded. If I'm not hearing from anyone, that means you have downloaded. So I'm opening the rooms now. So I'll come and visit you all. When you get the call for room joining, please respond.
Hello.
Hi, Corey. Okay, now you are back, right? So I'll put you in the room one, right? You were in room one, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Jaydeep, I think you should get a call now from room one. Let's see.